What's up, my firecrackers? Blazing with this, blazing his way into another video. Now, you've already seen the title, so you know what this is. This is What If I Was in My Hero Academia. It's a one-shot. It's pretty simple. Um, you've already seen the picture, so I'm assuming you all understand where this is going. Or maybe you don't. Either way, I'm not becoming a hero. I'm not. But let's start off with a quirk. And I think the way most people would do this is they'd give them a quirk that they would want. Because I don't know how else you're gonna do that. How, like a personality test or something? I don't know. Either way, I think I'd have a flame quirk of some kind, either just pyrokinesis or a flame quirk or a dragon quirk, maybe. That dragon quirk's a bit of a stretch though I do love dragons. Um, if I were going down a hero, villain, or vigilante route, I might give myself a god quirk, but that's a that's too overpowered, so we're gonna stray away from that one. Um, Instead, we're not gonna go down any of those paths because fuck those people. Okay, no. Um, we're gonna go down the support course route. Yep, I'm doing it this way. So basically, we're going all of this. Just remember, this is all My Hero Academia universe logic. I'm gonna create some things that don't actually exist or might exist and I just don't know they exist. But it's a fictional universe. I can do what I want. So, first things first. I'm shipping myself with Ming. Why? Because I'm going through one of those phases. Like Izu Kyoka will forever be my favorite Izuku ship, but I don't ship myself with Kyoka in any capacity, and I probably never will because Izujiro all the way. Um, Maybe Setsuna, but not a fan of the teasing. Um, as for May, she has a very eccentric attitude and wouldn't care when I do some stupid shit. If I fuck up, I know she's either gonna call me out on it or say it's fine because she knows what it's like to fuck up and to keep going. What was that? Stop it. Anyway, so I think this works out. Um, you know, so that's what we're going with this. Okay. So I could see myself being up there with inventors. Some people might disagree with me, but then again, I've been told my entire life that if I just put any amount of effort into something, I could probably do it. Plus, as I said before, My Hero Academia world logic, okay? So, you can't argue with me there. So, what I would end up doing is I'd probably start with Ida's suit. I would assume that the test to get into the support course is designing support gear or some sort of suit of some kind. Since this isn't an isekai, we're going to go with the fact that I don't know anything about these people. other than what is provided for me. So quirk. So let's say I'm doing the test, I get provided with the knowledge of Ida's quirk, everything there is to know about Ida's quirk engine. So, in turn, I create a design because I would know, being in the My Hero universe, about the hero Ingenium and how his suit is like very much reminiscent of a knight, and I would probably design it similarly to that, just because it makes it a lot easier. But the difference I would make is when doing it, I would have these attachments on the legs that could attach to the end of the exhaust pipe and send the fire coming out of the exhaust pipes through the suit and to anywhere on the suit and just let out a burst of flames like a flamethrower, therefore vastly increasing, you know, the amount of power he has. That'll take a lot of training on his end, but hey, any support item would. That could also be used to increase the speed of a punch or an elbow, just any other attack so that he doesn't have to rely solely on his legs. Would his legs be his main way of fighting? Yes. But he's now no longer limited to kicking. And I would assume that that would be enough. Because again, we don't see many other kids, even during the sports festival, that show off support items like May, and we can assume that there's more than just May in the support course. So I'm assuming that would be more than enough to get into the support course at UA. So I honestly see May and I working together on certain parts, especially after her dimensions keep exploding. I'm just like, no, stop, stop, stop. Let me help you. She'd probably disagree at first on like, do you want it to work or not? Sometimes you just need help. Now is one of those times. I think for some things she would let me, and some things she would be too adamant to not, and then I just give up. But I think with our combined knowledge and me looking at it from the perspective of a perfectionist would probably help out there. And as a result of me being a perfectionist, I would probably end up constantly redoing designs, making them better before I even got to building the dang thing. So, um, first thing I would do is always look at the designs. And if something does still end up going wrong, then, I'll take it down and see what's wrong. Take the machine down piece by piece until I find out what was wrong. I would always, and if I was building a suit or any support item really, I would always test it out without the person wearing it. Like, I'm not going to just let them wear it. It's like, hey, go see if it works. Like they make May out to do. She is. I'm fairly certain she'd make sure that her support items don't explode before giving them out. Then again, with how eccentric she is, she might not. Um, basically, I see May and I on two different extremes of eccentricity. There's an eccentric scale. I'm on one end, she's on the other. Um, but yeah. So she's one extreme, I'm the other extreme. I'm the perfectionist, she's the trial and error. Um, but yeah. So let's see. For Bakugo's suit, I do something similar to Ida's suit. I would put two storage tanks on his back. Obviously, um, I'd have to make them of a durable alloy, but one that is also lightweight. So one, it doesn't, get hit hard enough that it fucking explodes his back. Um, and two, so that it's not heavy as all hell. Um, I would probably edit his gauntlets to also have this alloy, if at all possible. Um, and obviously, it has to withstand the strength of an explosion too, for that matter. Um, in which case, it would probably take a lot more force than anyone can dish out with like a bullet to make it explode or something like that. Um, then I would have that storage also be connected to different parts of his body, different parts of the suit, so that, and then have buttons on his gauntlets so they're easily within reach, and then backup buttons on his shoulders in case the gauntlets get destroyed to control where the explosions on the different parts of his suit actually go off at, so that he can control. Uh, so even though he can fly pretty well with his hands, I think he'd be able to fly even better if he could create explosions elsewhere, which is the whole point of that upgrade in his suit. Um, it would also have, and those tubes would also have to be a durable metal that could, well, probably not a metal, but something that could withstand explosions, but would also be flexible enough so that he could still bend his arms and legs. So there's that. Then let's move on. She's completely with Izuku, at least that's the only person who we actually, in the anime so far, he's the only one I've seen her make support gear for to memory. And so I think she really focuses on him too, mostly because his quirk is the most powerful. Well, and like I think the really reason she does it is because one, she knows that his quirk is powerful, but it harms him. So that she knows that if she can create something that could withstand all that power and prevent him from hurting himself while using his quirk, that makes her support gear appear way more pleasing to potential investors than anyone else, and that's the reason she does it. I could see that. Um, so I think she would focus more on Izuku's support gear than anyone else's. Um, let's see. Oh wait, I think she did make Kaminari's. Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, that was her. Uh, Still think she focuses more on Izuku's though. So Kaminari has his thing. Let's see. Todoroki. Ooh, I like this idea. The idea is that he can store his fire in grenades like Bakugo can store his sweat into those small grenades that he has. And then he could just set it off as an explosion whenever he wants. Um, I would hope that eventually, probably not during my time at UA, but eventually I'd be able to. Hey puppy, calm down. Sorry, my dog was being loud for no reason. Um, but my hope would be that eventually I could also make it work for his ice. Don't know how that would work. Just absorb the cold air. I don't know. And then eventually it'll just become freezing cold and then just throw it and it explodes and the cryogenic combustion of frost. I don't know. It's a cool idea. I don't know how it would work practically. Um, but I like the idea of just using the power of explosions, even though that isn't your quirk, and then just fucking over Bakugo in the process. Who's like, hey, Bakugo, I can explode things too. Here, have a grenade. I love it. Um, let's see. For Setsuna, I'd probably give her a shock resistant suit, and then I'd put little tasers all around it. Then those little tasers, the energy would come out, and if she reshaped all of her 50 different body parts, as we know that she can do now, about 50, as of the where the anime is. Um, and then if they all go off at the same time, they just create this force field of electricity. Oh, yes. It's just completely doing something different, which is what a support item should do. It, they shouldn't be able to see the support item coming, okay? That's all I'm saying. And then if someone tries to attack her, the taser goes off, sends a shock through them. If they're attacking her physically, of course. Um, these little tasers would also have bits of her DNA implanted in them, like her suit does, so that when she regrows apart, the taser comes back too. Oh, and it's completely fully operational. Um, we can make it work that way. Um, just just give Kendo brass knuckles. I mean, obviously it has to be ones that would actually grow in size. Um, which, in all seriousness, we could probably just do by using some of Mount Lady's hair, because that can grow in size too. So I think it's possible. Because if we were to use Kendo's DNA, the only thing on her that grows is her fist, so you'd have to use her skin cells, which I'm not a fan of doing. So, Mount Lady's hair it is. Moving on. Let's see. For Kyoka, I'd probably give her speakers on her back. Um, Mostly for just so that her earphone jacks can rest in those. So then if someone attacks her from behind, and she's already ready to send a blast that way. So if someone tries to attack her from behind and she finds out about it, boom, like someone warns her, instantly just like, hey, look out, boom. She doesn't even have to turn around, she just sonic echo backwards. Moving on. I would probably also give her a staff of some kind, maybe like maybe nunchucks or something, just to increase her close range combat abilities. which with her quirk being like a mid-range, probably for the best, so that she could fight people off to make them gain distance and then hit them at mid-range with her sonic attacks. Um, because sure, you're a scouter, but scouters also need to be able to people up, okay? If they can't, then that scouter never makes it back to inform everyone at what they found. So a scouter needs to be able to handle themselves. Um, let's see. Who else? I know I had an idea for someone else. Man, come on. I had an idea and then I lost it. Is it for? Man, cool. But you get the point. It's, I think I'd make a great support item maker. I'm just saying. So probably, then I'm just gonna go down that route. If I were in My Hero Academia, it's probably the route I would go down. Um, you know, have a quirk that could, you know, I'd have pyrokinesis or a phoenix quirk or a dragon quirk. I'm gonna go with phoenix because phoenixes are awesome. So just have regeneration, you know. So when inevitably mage blows up on me, I ain't gonna die. It gonna hurt like a bit, but I ain't gonna die. So yeah, I've forgotten. That's either way though. I think I'd make all these people so much more. I wouldn't increase their power output, but I'd increase their options. I'd increase their options of what they can and can't do. I'm decreasing what they can't do while increasing what they can. I'm min-maxing them, okay? Um, so I think that, well, the My Hero Academia storyline wouldn't be that different. I think that, well, less people would get injured or, die because they have a lot more options than they did if I wasn't creating support items. Now, with that being said, in the end, I end up with May. I'm not explaining any of that. Shut up. And that's going to be the end of the video. This is Blazing What Ifs. Blazing away.